Dr. Zephthis had spent 3 rotations cataloging what the Galactic Survey labeled as minor water worlds. Earth was supposed to be routine, another blue marble with primitive carbon-based life, filed under unremarkable aquatic biospheres, in the vast databases of the Confederation. The Cytherian xenobiologist adjusted her atmospheric suit as she descended through Earth's troposphere, her research vessel's scanners painting detailed maps of the planet's surface. 71% water coverage, textbook definition of a water world. Her preliminary report was already half-written. Standard H2O dominant planetary body with expected limited biodiversity due to aquatic environment restrictions. She couldn't have been more wrong. The first anomaly appeared when her deep ocean probe reached what humans called the Mariana Trench. At crushing depths where her species' most advanced technology would fail, the sensors detected not just life, but thriving ecosystems. Bioluminescent creatures danced through water columns under pressure that should have compressed any organic matter into paste. Impossible, Zephthis muttered, her translator struggling with the concept. Her homeworld's oceans reached perhaps 1,000 meters at their deepest points. Here, life flourished at depths exceeding 11 kilometers. But depth was merely the beginning of Earth's oceanic impossibilities. Her probes mapped thermal vents spewing superheated water that would boil the blood of most known species. Yet around these hellish fountains, entire communities of tube worms, crabs, and bacteria thrived without any dependence on solar energy. They had created their own food through chemosynthesis, a process her species had theorized but never observed in nature. The temperature readings baffled her further. From near-freezing polar waters to tropical seas approaching 40 degrees Celsius, Earth's oceans hosted life in thermal ranges that spanned the habitable zones of 3 different planetary classifications. Most water worlds maintained relatively stable temperatures. Earth's oceans contained multitudes. Then came the mobility data. Zephthis watched in stunned silence as her tracking systems followed a creature the humans called a humpback whale on a migration spanning over 16,000 kilometers. 16,000. The largest creatures on her homeworld rarely traveled beyond their birth pools. These leviathans crossed entire ocean basins as casually as her people might walk between districts. The behavioral complexities multiplied with each observation. Pods of what humans termed orcas demonstrated coordinated hunting strategies that rivaled military tactical operations. Octopi solved puzzles that challenged the cognitive abilities of several Confederation member species. Schools of fish moved in synchronized formations that her computer models classified as emergent superintelligence. But the revelation that shattered every assumption came when her hydrophones detected something unprecedented: music. The haunting melodies of humpback whales resonated through the depths, complex compositions that varied by population and evolved over time. These weren't mere mating calls or territorial warnings, they were art. The mathematical analysis revealed sophisticated patterns, emotional progressions, and cultural variations that indicated not just intelligence, but civilization. Her hands trembled as she compiled her findings. In 3 rotations of research, she had discovered more biodiversity in Earth's oceans than existed in the combined aquatic systems of 47 cataloged water worlds. The Mariana Trench alone contained more unique species than her civilization had encountered in 2 centuries of galactic exploration. The implications staggered her. If Earth's oceans harbored such impossible abundance and complexity, what did that suggest about the terrestrial life forms? Her preliminary surface scans had detected something the databases called humans, bipedal land dwellers, who had somehow achieved rudimentary space travel, despite evolving on what she now understood was the most biotically complex planet in known space. These humans didn't just live alongside such oceanic majesty. They had emerged from the same evolutionary cauldron. They were products of a world where life refused to acknowledge limitations, where organisms thrived in conditions that should be lethal, where intelligence emerged not just once but repeatedly across entirely different biological architectures. Zephthis began rewriting her report, her academic language struggling to convey the enormity of her discovery. This wasn't a water world. It was a biological forge, a planet-sized laboratory where evolution had conducted experiments that challenged the fundamental assumptions of xenobiology. She paused her writing to review footage of a human child swimming alongside a dolphin, both species communicating through play, despite evolving along completely separate evolutionary paths for millions of years. The ease of their interaction suggested something profound about Earth's biosphere. It didn't just tolerate diversity, it celebrated it. Her final report would spark a revolution in galactic biological sciences. The Confederation's Xenobiological Council would debate her findings for decades. Some would call her observations impossible. Others would demand immediate deep space expeditions to search for similar worlds. But Zephthis knew the truth as she prepared to leave Earth's orbit. In all their centuries of galactic exploration, they had never encountered anything remotely comparable. Earth wasn't just unique, it was impossibly, magnificently alive in ways that defied every model they had constructed about planetary biospheres. As her ship's engines engaged, carrying her away from the blue marble, she transmitted her classification change to the Galactic Survey database. Earth's designation shifted from minor water world to something that had never existed in their taxonomy before. Biosystem singularity, approach with extreme scientific interest. The humans swimming in those impossible oceans had no idea that their planet had just become the most coveted research site in the galaxy. And perhaps, Zephthis thought with growing unease, that was for the best.